Hey guys, what is up, and I welcome you to a new episode of the League of Myths series. A lot of you seem to enjoy my amazing Photoshop Azir skills, so I decided to do it again with Scion. But if you haven't guessed, this is going to be a special episode focusing on the new Scion rework. So as usual, don't forget to throw in a like if you end up enjoying this episode, but without further ado, let's go to the first myth. This one submitted by life_siphon on Twitter. What happens when two Scions ult into each other? So in terms of testing, this one is quite straightforward. We're simply gonna use our ultimate and then collide about halfway through. And as we finally collide, it doesn't seem like any of us got knocked up. But the stun of course still went through. But based on what the results were when we tested the same thing with Warwick ultimate, I decided to test this one again. This time I used my ultimate first for about 2 seconds and then he used his ultimate second. But unfortunately, the results were the exact same as the first attempt. The second myth submitted by Amgalum. How does Sion's passive interact with Guardian Angel, Zillion, Yorick, and Mordekaiser ultimate? So for this myth, things do start off a little weird. Using the fountain laser, the Zillion ultimate never actually activates. And on top of that, I'm instantly teleported to my own base after the fountain kills me in my passive form. Not sure if intentional or a glitch. On top of that, we decided to test if Zillion is able to put his ultimate on Scion while he's in passive form. And unfortunately, the answer is no. So we decided to substitute the fountain laser with an actual champion. And as Zillion uses his ultimate on me, Syndra kills me with her Q, and I instantly respawn without my passive getting procced. Taking a look at the exact same thing, but this time with Yorick's ultimate, he puts it on me, Pantheon kills me, and this time Yorick's ultimate once again has precedence over my passive. But when Pantheon kills me once again, this time from Yorick's ultimate, my passive finally does proc. And the final scenario is to test Mordekaiser's ultimate, but this one is somewhat opposite because now my passive has priority over Mordekaiser's ultimate. And he must kill me or wait for my passive to finish off before I become a ghost for the Lord Mordekaiser. So it seems like this is the only ultimate that acts differently compared to the other ones. But the final thing to test in this myth is with Guardian's Angel, and we timed it just so that my Guardian Angel goes off of cooldown as I'm in my passive form, as you can see in my inventory slot. So the Guardian Angel is active and ready to go, but as I die in my passive form, the GA does not activate and it simply ignores the passive's death. Probably because Scion is already technically considered to be dead. The third one submitted by StrackMC on Twitter. Can Sion's ultimate travel farther if he starts with higher move speed? So for this one, we have 3 test case scenarios. All of them will have different factors contributing to how fast Scion moves. This one is gonna start off with myself dying and using revive to get the bonus move speed. And as it finally happens, I use my revive, the Jace and Zillion are waiting, all the buffs are put on me, I use my ultimate with home guard as well, dash across, and you're gonna see me go a bit farther than the indicator on the minimap says I should based on the ultimate's default range. We decided to test it again, this time using Ghost instead of the revive move speed and having Zillion and Jace at halfway points in order to give me the move speed. And as I'm charging through with my ultimate, you see the first pink ward was from the first test case scenario, but this one stops just before it. And the final test case scenario is going to be with no items, no move speed from the champions, and pretty much just the ultimate by itself. And as I'm sure you can expect, I don't go nearly as far as the other ones, and in fact I actually stop exactly at the range indicator where the ultimate says I should stop. The next myth is, what is the interaction with Sion's ultimate and champion created walls? So this one is quite straightforward, and in the first test case scenario, Anivia's wall is able to stop my ultimate. The next one was with Trundle, and as I'm sure you can guess, this one also stops it. Next up we have Azir's ultimate, which as well the soldiers do a very good job of stopping him too. And last but not least we have Jarvan's ultimate, which also does a good job of stopping this menacing zombie. The next myth states, can Scion knock back a minion with his E that Syndra is holding? Sion's E ability is of course able to push back minions through other minions and champions to deal damage. But the question is, can he push a minion through Syndra's grasp as she's holding it? And as I use my E, the answer is unfortunately no. Wilson Lee submits, in passive form, can you activate Zhonya's? So this one seems to be a little buggy, but you'll see what happens. The brand finally does kill me and bring me to my passive form, which I instantly use Zhonya's. It works, but the HP still goes down. But the interesting thing is that Sion's model changed after I respawned from that first scenario, since I'm sure you can see that he's all red now, kinda like his passive form. But regardless, we decided to test if I use Zhonya's right before I'm about to die in passive, will the death of the passive be prolonged? And as I use Zhonya's, unfortunately that is not the case and the HP still goes down and kills me. And the final myth for this episode, submitted by Stefan, the Scion's W's passive work in Scion's passive form. So whenever Scion goes into his passive form, all of his abilities get replaced by pretty much one ability that increases move speed. But you can see as I'm killing these minions, my maximum HP is still increasing, even though the W ability is technically not in my toolbar anymore. So the W passive still works even though I'm in the passive state, technically not even having access to that ability. Alright guys, that unfortunately does mark the end of this special episode featuring the new Scion. Pretty interesting stuff with, of course, a few bugs. But once again, I hope you guys did enjoy it. Please throw in a like if you did, and also submit your own myth for me to test either underneath this video in the comment section, or on my Facebook fan page, RedMercyLOL, or my Twitter, also RedMercyLOL. And maybe you'll be featured in the next episode. But with that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy this episode, and I hope to see you for the next one as well. Peace.